Judge? 20th of October 2016. Matt Wrong? Bruce Hanafy? Uh-huh. You agreed to this that I was schizophrenic, delusional, yes, without admitting the evidence that I wasn't in Squim, right. Then there's Judge Landis, yeah, signs a warrant for my arrest, ooch, for the accusation of cyber stalking, yes. That should have been included as the two count domestic violence no contact protection order violation, yes. It's called a restraint provision because if you violate it, yes, it happens to be a 26.50.110.1. Now, Judge Jill Landis, yes, issued a warrant for my arrest. Yes. Knowing that I wasn't in Brennan. Yes. And I couldn't have been cyber stalking. Yes. Because you can't take it out of the restraint provisions. It's called order violation of no contact protection order. Now, you keep using the mental health evaluations. Right. You keep having the false arrests of myself. Yes. You're obstructing me from being able to sue you. Yeah. And you don't really feel this compulsion to have to do what the law says. Yes. Now, since you have the evidence I wasn't in Brennan. Yes. And you have the evidence I wasn't cyber stalking because you can't put a 9.61.260. Yes. It would be DV, domestic violence, no contact protection order violation. See, the actual restraint provisions are what violates the protection order. Oh. All six of them. Oh. Now, I'm going to want my sons and I'm going to want you put in prison. Yes. Now, why doesn't somebody sign an order today? See, we have this signature. Yes, we do. Yeah. On August 2nd, 2017, the deputy prosecuting attorney, Brent Roberts, decided to sign a two-count criminal complaint, yes, where he separated cyberstalking out of the violating of the restraint provisions of the protection order, yes. And I've been wanting to sue Mr. Hawes, yes, as well as all the other prosecuting attorneys in each and every county. Mhm, mhm. Now, I wasn't in Brennan, yes. I wasn't in Jefferson County, yes. I wasn't emailing anybody in Jefferson County, yes. And somebody made it sound like I was a really angry individual for you doing this to me, yes. Now, here's this right here, state of Washington. Does the state of Washington know that they're going to get sued for this? The following are my opinions based on my evaluation of the defendant, yes. Diagnosis of delusional disorder, persecutory type, yes. Now, an evaluation by the designated crisis responder is needed if he is not ordered into competency restoration treatment. Yes. Did you watch the videos that I made that day on June 16th of 2017? Did you read the emails that I sent the day when I was in the senior center? Yes. Now, it says here, reason for the referral. On November 1st of 2017, the Jefferson County District Court ordered Paul Chad-Budnick to undergo a forensic evaluation of his competency. Yes. To proceed, Mr. Budnick has pending legal charges of cyber stalking. Yes. And violation of a no contact order. Yes. That allegedly occurred on or about June 16th of 2017. Yes. Are you sure it shouldn't say Mr. Budnick has two pending legal charges of violating the restraint provisions of a no contact order? Did you word that right? Were you trying to get me to have to be involved in the domestic violence perpetrator program? Yeah. Where you're going to obligate me to be educated? Yes. As well as mental health evaluation? See, I paid the fees for the parenting classes of the diversion. Yes. And for each time that you involve somebody in domestic violence perpetrator program, yeah, exactly how much are the fees? Now, I would have thought, yes, considering that guilty plea, Ooh, ooh. Exactly how much do these educational classes have? And do you ever make people go into anger management or some sort of drug type of education? Yeah. That explains why you shouldn't do drugs. Yes. Now, going back to the guilty plea, um, since I wasn't there, yeah. hmm You're going to continue to enforce that protection order based upon all the fraudulent arrests. And you're not going to give me my sons because you just don't feel a compulsion to have to do that. Well, there's the ASB manual. There's my sons are in the wrong grades. Yeah. There's the expungement, divorce index, country profile. Um, child welfare standards. Yes. Misconduct, anti-fraud framework. Yeah. hmm There was some other document. The CR 42. Yeah. Can you find an individual guilty of a crime when they're not in that city? Yes. And could you say that I was emailing when I wasn't? Yes. And can you take out the restraint provisions of a protection order? Yes. So as to make it look like it's two counts of two different crimes? Yes. And can you sit there every day acting like you don't have any obligation to enforce? Well, I'm wanting to get a divorce. Yeah. hmm And I'm going to need you to remove your fraud for me to be able to do that. Now, well, you need to do it. You're going to have to give me my sons. Yes. See these guilty pleas? Yeah. hmm Freely and voluntarily. Oh, freely and voluntarily, you need to admit yourself to prison. I gave you a copy of this. Yes. You need to fill it out and you need to have yourself arrested. Ouch. Now, I make this plea freely and voluntarily. Yes. No one has threatened harm of any kind to me or any other person who caused me to make this plea. Yes. Now, you're still wanting to enforce a protection order. Yes. That obviously you didn't have the jurisdiction to issue. That you used forgery and fraud to be able to issue. Yeah. Now, the defendant. Yeah. I have read and discussed this statement with the defendant. Yeah. I believe the defendant is competent and fully understands the statement. Yes. Requires a signature of the prosecuting attorney. Then the defendant's lawyer. Yes. Print, print. Now, of all the court orders that you can sign, yes, as a petitioner, how many of them don't require a signature of the defendant to plead guilty? Is there a signature of the victim on this guilty plea? No. Well, of all the court orders you can sign, how many of them allow for the petitioner to not sign it? Judge, how many guilty pleas are available to any defendant to plead guilty without their signature? How many court orders are available? Yes, for the petitioner to have you issue a protection order? Yeah, without her signature. Yes. Now, I would say that when they have this little, I've read and discussed the statement with the defendant. Yeah. hmm And I believe that the defendant is competent and fully understands the statement. Yeah. And the defendant's lawyer has to sign this? Right. They didn't ask me if I wanted to sign one of these. You know, I want you to give me my family and I want to sue you for issuing a protection order where you didn't require the signature of the petitioner. Because when you victimized her, yes, you victimized me, yes, you victimized my sons, yes, and then you had me arrested